Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into 374Water's latest filing, and let me tell you, it's got some twists and turns. It's like they're trying to juggle water, but instead of spilling it, they're selling stock. Before we get into that, if you like getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure to subscribe. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can chat about this and other companies. So what's going on? In short, 374Water is changing how they raise money. They're ditching one sales agent and hiring another to sell more stock. But why the switch and what does it mean for the company? Let's find out. Alright, the main event here is a new agreement. It's called an At-the-Market Issuance Sales Agreement, or ATN Sales Agreement. Basically, 374Water has teamed up with Lake Street Capital Markets LLC. They're the sales agent in this deal. What's the plan? 374Water wants to sell up to $15 million worth of their common stock. That's shares of the company that anyone can buy. They'll be selling these shares from time to time, which means they can sell them whenever they want and at their own pace through Lake Street Capital Markets. However, they can't sell more than 28.7 million shares in total. Now, this isn't happening out of nowhere. They already have a shelf registration statement, basically a permission slip from the SEC, the government agency that watches over companies, allowing them to sell these shares. Think of it like having a pre-approved credit line. They can use it when they need it. Here's a key point. 374Water isn't obligated to sell any stock. They can stop or pause the sales whenever they want, or they can completely end the agreement with Lake Street Capital Markets. Of course, Lake Street Capital Markets isn't doing this for free. They'll get a commission, which is like a sales fee. It's 3% of whatever they sell. So for every $10 of promises to cover Lake Street Capital Markets against any legal problems that arise because of the stock sale. What will 374Water do with the money? They plan to use it for working capital and general corporate purposes. Working capital means things like paying employees, buying supplies, and keeping the lights on. General corporate purposes is a catch-all for anything else the company needs to spend money on. So it might include marketing, or it might include expanding into other states. Here's where things get interesting. 374Water isn't just starting a new agreement, they're ending an old one. They've terminated their previous agreement with Jefferies LLC. This agreement was for selling up to $100 million worth of stock. So they're swapping out Jefferies for Lake Street Capital Markets. It's like changing horses mid-race duck. Now, what does all this mean? 374Water is basically reshuffling its financial strategy. They're moving from one sales agent to another and setting up a new way to raise money. Odd assessment of company direction, strengths, weaknesses here. So what are the strengths and weaknesses here? One potential strength is that 374Water is being proactive. They're finding new ways to fund their operations and growth. Also, the Lake Street Capital Markets Agreement gives them flexibility because they are not obliged to sell any stock. However, there are also weaknesses. Selling more stock dilutes the value of existing shares. It's like cutting a pizza into more slices. Each slice gets smaller. Also, the switch in sales agents raises questions. Why did they terminate the agreement with Jefferies? Notable risks or opportunities. One risk is that the stock market might not be so favorable in the future. If the market goes down, it will be harder to sell stock and it will be at a lower price. Another risk is that 374Water might not be able to use the money effectively. One opportunity is that 374Water could use the money to make strategic acquisitions. They could buy other companies or assets that help them grow faster. Canned conclusion. Overall, this filing suggests that 374Water is in a period of transition. They're trying to raise money to fund their growth, but they also face challenges and risks. Alright, that's our breakdown of 374Water's latest filing. What's your take on these moves and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.